Welcome to LifeHeal, the future of holistic practice. So this podcast series is for holistic and complementary therapists and health coaches who are ready to evolve with the changing world of health and well-being. It is for you if you are out there trying to live your dream job and your dream purpose and are feeling that a bit disillusioned and a bit lost, and feeling that perhaps whatever you've trained in and the stuff that you're doing out there is a little bit out of date, or that you are not quite hitting the mark and it's not the idyllic life that you hoped it would be. Perhaps you feel that you're not reaching people, you don't know how to reach people. Perhaps you've got your own treatment room and you're sitting there day after day and there's no clients coming in. This podcast is for you if that is the case. So I'm Sam, integrative health coach, therapist and co-founder of LifeHeal, and this series explores how integrative health, lifestyle medicine, social prescribing, digital health and multi-modality therapies are redefining what it means for holistic care and complementary therapies. Each episode is going to blend grounded insight, real-world strategies which can help you align with your own purpose and really find your position in modern healthcare and how you fit with this new healthcare that's coming in. And we're looking forward to spending time with you. If you're ready to dive in and explore the future of holistic practice, then hopefully we can keep you inspired, informed and aligned as the landscape of health continues to evolve. Welcome to episode 4, Beyond the Treatment Room. Today's focus, we are going to be discussing moving from a single modality to a multi-modality practice. What that means, how you can do that, and how to get over any resistance. And hopefully by the end of it, I will have inspired you to at least consider this new way of doing things. So the purpose of today really is to help you guys understand why working with one modality is no longer enough. We did explain this a little bit in episode 3, and just to recap, we were discussing how Era 3 healthcare, which is the new paradigm of healthcare which is coming in, and how blending therapies, coaching and holistic tools creates deeper transformation for your clients and more freedom for you, also keeps you from being bored. So I'm going to discuss a few bits and pieces today, share a little bit with you about what I do and how I treat people, and the reasons for doing that. And you may feel some resistance, that's okay. If you do, I completely respect that. I understand that what I'm saying, it goes against the grain, it goes against the sort of collective consciousness around therapies. But hopefully you stick with me and I will, by the end of this, have convinced you to even have considered changing the way you are operating and treating people. So I'm not sure what you do at the moment, whether it is just reflexology or just coaching, or you do a few things, or you are trained in lots and lots of things, or perhaps you're trained in loads and loads of things and clients only seem to come to you for one thing. It may also be that you're trained in massage. I hear this all the time. And clients want to come to you for massage, but you find it's too taxing on your body because you've done it for years. So you don't offer that anymore, but actually you miss it a little bit, but not enough to put it back on your treatment menu, if you like. So we're going to sort of be diving into all these different elements, and the whole sort of change that is coming, as I explained in the last episode, is that integrative health, functional medicine is the way of the future. People are going to go into, and are already going into, places, hospitals, day units, if you like, where they'll see a health coach and then they will be farmed out to different modalities within that hospital setting or within the clinic. And that can be, you go and see the massage, you go and see the functional medicine doctor for your labs, you have your massage, you go for reflexology, you maybe go for hyperbaric oxygen, you maybe have a parasite cleanse, all of these things. And then all the information comes back to the health coach and you start your package or your journey, and hopefully your journey to better health. So that's in that setting. Now, if you're trained in a lot of things, there's no reason why you can't create that same model, but in your own practice. So if you're trained in Reiki, if you're trained in nutrition and perhaps Pilates, perhaps massage, maybe you do a little bit of energy work, you maybe like working with crystals. If you're trained in all of those things, but you're confused about how to put them out on the treatment menu and they maybe don't gel together, and if you're confused, then, it's a given that the client is also confused. So there's no reason why, if a client comes to you, they should be booking out time with you, not I'm going for a massage, £60 an hour for that massage, and that's all I'm going to get. Now, I appreciate that that is the way that the industry is across the world, actually. It's very unusual not to get that. But as I said in previous episodes, clients don't necessarily know what they want. They maybe just heard from Betty down the road that she had reflexology and it was great and it made me feel so much better. But that doesn't mean that the client that's in front of you needs that. You have to adapt to what they need. So there's a little process that I kind of like a little mini protocol that I've ended up over the years putting together for myself when I was treating people. And I suppose that's what I'm sharing. And then it wasn't till later on when I did all my sort of university stuff that I realised, oh, this is the thing. What I put together was that I love spending time with people and going through a very, very thorough consultation. And I'm talking an hour and a half. We sit with a cup of tea, I've got all my forms, I've got lots like quizzes and questionnaires. I've already told them before they come in that is what's going to happen. Now, I only do that once. I don't do that every single time. I do check in with them every time if there's any changes, obviously. But I'm talking a full health history, as much as I can get in an hour and a half. And we do sort of a health timeline. So we go all the way back. And I will explain in future episodes how to do that and why I do that. And the process for doing it. And, I'm happy to share the forms and stuff with you. So I will spend ages doing that. And I don't charge for that. Now, that might sound absolutely crazy, but there's a reason for it. And that is, as I've said in previous episodes, that nobody has got the time to listen to people. So they go to the GP, they don't have time to sit and sift through everybody's massive health history. The key words will be there for the doctor to try and piece this together. But you only get 10 minutes. You certainly don't get an hour and a half of someone listening to you. But it's scientifically proven that actively listening to someone and asking certain questions can, on its own, kickstart a healing or a change. And the fact that you actually take the time to listen in an empathetic and nurturing manner is profound on its own. So there's that layer of this. The next layer is that I would call the consultation process the Holy Grail, because I'm asking everything. Do you sleep? When do you go to the toilet? How's your periods if you're a lady? How often do you go to the loo? As I say, how do you exercise? Do you smoke? Do you drink? What do you like to do? How's your relationships? What's your work like? Scale of 1 to 10, how stressed are you? I go through all of that. So I take a long time doing that. So there's the first process. Then they come in, they think they've booked in for a massage. And I now say to people, look, just book in an hour with me, or an hour and a half, whatever you want. And the reason for that is massage was the first thing I trained in. And then it was kinetic chain release, which is the body alignment. And then it was Reiki. And then I've layered and layered and layered. And what I was finding with massage was that it was great. It was amazing. I loved it. It's very tiring, but I loved it. But what I noticed was that after 3 or 4 days, clients would be reverting back. The muscles would be tightening again. They would be sore again. And I've also had this. I used to get massage all the time, and I've noticed I'd get 3 or 4 days out of it, and then my back would be sore again. So the reason for that is your client is probably out of alignment. And if you check their legs as part of your consultation, and you check they should be in alignment. In most people's legs, there's probably an inch difference. They think their legs are physically longer. If I take a measuring tape from the hip to the ankle bone, it will be different. It's actually not in most cases, it's just the frame is off. So if you think about it, if I'm going to massage you and your frame is off, of course you're going to go back and revert back to having pain. So I have a treatment as a therapist that will put you back in balance on the day. And I can do it pretty quickly. I've got it down to a fine art. So what I say to them is, look, do you mind you just jumping on the bed and let me check your leg length? So I do that. I say to them, have you been having lower back issues? Yes, usually. This is unpicked in the consultation. And then I will say to them, look, I know you're booked in for a massage today. I have a treatment that's going to be pretty quick. It's not that relaxing because it's quite a bit of work for both of us, but it's going to put you back in balance. This is how you're going to feel. And these are the issues this will alleviate. So I say that to them, and I say, you will still get your massage. I'll make it as relaxing as I can. And what I will do is do a little bit of Reiki or energy work at the end for you. You'll still only be an hour. Is that okay? I mean, nobody's ever said no to me, ever, because of course they want to be fixed. They're already there for a massage because they've got a sore back. So you're now saying, you're going to do this other treatment. But on top of that, I also say, look, it's not going to cost you any extra. You've booked out your time with me, and I like to work with a toolkit and whatever I've got in that toolkit to alleviate your symptoms and make you as healthy as possible while you're here. That's what I'm going to do. So that is so much better than, yes, you're booked in for a massage. I know fine well you don't need a massage, you need KCR, or you need this or that. And I'm not going to say that because I don't want you to think that I'm trying to upsell you, and that's so British and I feel so awkward. So it's a huge difference. And it just, if you think about that, just switch here. Just imagine what it would be like if you went to a spa or a clinic and someone said that to you. By the way, this is not costing you any extra. Would you like me to try and alleviate and fix this problem for you? I think that I have something that is going to help your symptoms today. I'll also still do the thing you're booked in for. I'm going to give you a little bit extra at the end as well. I've also just given you an hour and a half's consultation, and we're going to have a nice cup of tea. You'll have a nice ritualistic tea at the end. So they're really with you for about 2.5 hours. So would you like that? How does that feel to you? Probably amazing, because it would feel like that for me. And that is the sort of protocol, if you like, that I ended up doing. And I've still got clients today that I've had for years because they're just used to, I'm known, they call it a Sam special because they never know what they're getting. Sometimes it could be a facial massage, it could be Indian head, it could be a walk around the body and poking and prodding different bits and suggesting different things. And at the end of the day, what is their pain? Their pain is they want to feel better. You have the tools to alleviate that. So why would we not do that? Because the industry says that we shouldn't be treating people like that. So I think that the point of today is for you to just have a think, to get a pen and paper and write down things that you are trained in. It doesn't matter what it is. I have a qualification when I was 18, an NVQ in customer service. Now you might think that means absolutely nothing to therapy, but actually I put it on my my treatment list, or my own personal list, if you like, because it makes sense. I also did, because my young son, as I said before, was diagnosed with autism, and I did a qualification, a little one, in that to try and support him. That's also something, if I have neurodivergent clients coming in, I feel equipped. I've got first aid. All of these things. So whatever it is you've ever trained in, it could be a cookery course, it doesn't matter. Write it on your piece of paper. And then, next to that, write down what you would like to train in. Now, it doesn't matter if it makes no sense to you or doesn't gel in some sort of lovely way with everything else you do. If you want to go and train in Reiki, but you are a sports massage person, then write it down. I appreciate that there's a huge gap there. We will talk about that in other episodes, but write it down. What is your dream list? What is your perfect list of what you would like to go and train in? And what we will do again later on is work out a plan that you can put together. And this is what Eric and I do at the start of every year. We sit down and go, right, okay, what are we training in this year? What is it you're interested in? What books are we reading? Everything's got a purpose for us. And we only work on things that we're super passionate about and that we've got that bug for. So a list, what you trained in now, what would you like to train in? What's your exams at school? Write everything down on a piece of paper. And if you're already practicing, what is the main thing people book in for all the time? And be really honest with yourself. Why is that? Is it because you're amazing at it? Is it because that's secretly what you really you only want to do? Or are you, if you built up a clientele, well, that's what they want, and you're feeling quite restricted by that because they only want massage from you, but you want to do energy work, and they won't let you move, if you like, because they're not into that. So write down what it is you're actually doing at the moment. And if you're just starting out, then this is your opportunity to really handcraft, if you like, how you want your practice to be. The language you use, the message you put out there is so, so important because of resonance, as I said before, and that what you put out there, you will get back. So we need to make sure that we are delivering the right information to people. Otherwise, you're going to attract, if you put out a treatment menu that just says, I do massage, Indian head, and Reiki, that's all you're going to get. But if you put out one and say, I'm an integrative health specialist, I work in a integrative health way, and I use mixed modalities. I believe that the person is not a part of a reduction, is not reductionist, that it is a holistic system as a human being, and I treat people accordingly. It's a personalised service, and you'll have a full consultation with me. I like to spend time with you. I like to get to know you. You really want to be that person's holistic person. That's what or their coach. That's what you're trying to achieve here. So I think have a think about what I've said. As I've already explained, the old system of you on your own in a treatment room is dying anyway. So this is the time. Do you become an early adopter? Or do you just sit back and wait and see what everybody else is doing? But I would encourage you to just really think, okay, I want to be ahead of the curve here. I don't want to be left behind. I've invested a lot of time and money into myself. I'm passionate about this industry, passionate about healing people. Why would I not just try this? Everybody that I know that's taken the leap has prevailed, and are not only having amazing results with their clients, but they've very fulfilled themselves, and that's super important because it has to be a reciprocated thing. It can't just be all about give to clients and massage all day. It has to be something that you love as well. But the other part of, just before we go, the other part of this is that you can't massage forever. Even if you're 20, I've seen girls that come in, we've employed them, and by 23, 24, their wrists are going, their backs are going. It's not, mind numbing, and they've just lost that empathic drive, really. And what this does is it future-proofs you, because you can remove things. If you just work in a holistic way, nobody really knows what you're going to be doing. They just want to be in your energy, and you could do heart coherence with them. You could do sound bowls, things that aren't so taxing on your body. So this is a really smart way to future-proof your business. So I'm going to leave that with you for now. Feel free to share your list with us. We always like to see people's lists, and we're really, you can message it privately if you like, or you can pop it in the comments below. But just take some time to really be honest with yourself and what is it you do? Or also, and just finally, are you as qualified as you want to be? You may have a level 3 in massage, but think, no, I really want to do a level 8. I want to do an HND. Is that something that you might consider over the next few years? So thank you for joining me. I hope that has given a little bit of insight into single modality versus multi-modality practice, and is giving you a little bit of food for thought. I shall see you in the next episode, and thanks for joining me. Just a quick one before we go. If you have enjoyed this podcast, you'd like to connect with Erica and myself and be part of our community, LifeHeal. We're on Instagram and on Facebook as the LifeHeal Journey. We've also got a website where you can find lots of free resources, blog posts and things like that. You're more than welcome to look us up. It's www.lifehealjourney.com. We have a Facebook group with over 1,000 people in it and beautiful souls, and you're welcome to come in and have a look around and chat to people. That is LifeHeal Lifestyle. And then finally, if you want to deep dive a bit more thoroughly, then we have lifehealuniversity.com, and that is our online platform, and it's a subscription platform. It's £27 a month, and you get lots of different courses, meditations, there's a book club, and it's just a little bit more serious than the Facebook group. So you're welcome to reach out to us in any way you like. There is a contact section on our website, so if you've got any questions, we love to connect with people. So feel free to message us, give us a shout with your story, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.